let's start there. Let's start here. Siam, how you, buddy? Kia ora, Ari and Rens. Kei te pēhea, kei te pēhea. Mauri ora kia tātou katoa. Kia ora, Paolo, brother. I went to the gym, man. It hurts. You know when you get like... Oh, kei te manahau. Kia ora, Ari. Love it. Actually, when more people come that were here from last night, tēnā koe hoa, tēnā koe tai. When more people arrive, I'll ask them how they are. Hopefully they can give us one of the new kupu that they learned yesterday. Tēnā koe, Cam. Kia ora, Piri. Oh, man. That tinama is aching. I'll watch back the... Kia ora, Vision. Kei te pēhea. Yes, I'm casually playing the same song over and over again. Oh, you are playing the same song. Neat. Kia ora, John. Kia ora, hoa. Tēnā koe mara. Kia ora, Changing Hearts and Minds. Kei te pēhea. Kei te paia hau e hoa. We've got another kupu that we could potentially use. Potentially 4 other kupu that we could use. Hooroo! Kia ora, kia ora Tyler. As you guys will know, we're bringing in Josh Rakatairi or Tāne Rore, Josh Rakatairi, to come have a kōrero with us. Ako ake nei. Kei te ngengea. Kei te ngengea. Ka pai. What are we at today? We were at kore over the last couple of days. And we should be coming out of that phase, I think. Tangaroa anua. Tangaroa anua. Tēnā koe Ngāti Tūreiti, kei te makariri tonu. Kia ora, Lisa. Kei te hari koa. Okay, just we'll go over our kupu that we did last night. Kei te aha, kei te rawe. Tēnā koe, Shannon. Kia ora, Modo. How the wānanga is structured but not long. Yeah. No mai tātou katoa. Tēnā koe wī. Love it. Kei te manahau. Tau i tō pātara mai me tapu whakaro au we te te muni paki. Oh we. Kia ora, Brother Pucks. Kei te pēhea e hoa. Oh we hika. John, wai hoa ki rā ngā koha? Ka tika, kia mihi atu ki a koe. Kia ora, Helena. E karekau he baki, kare aku baki, he wai noiho. I don't trust the water. I don't trust the water here, where I'm living. Feeling good, my brother? How are you? What are you up to? kei te mā kua hau, kei te mana hau, e tūrongo hako ana, kei te huro. Tēnā koe mōu ka mahi whenei hoa. Ni atu ana ki a koe. Oh, yes I am. Tēnā koe tō mairangi, kei te ahau, kei te aku ake nei, ka wānanga atu rā tātou, ki tō Josh Rakatairi taha. It's a good idea, water refill from the gym. I need to frequent the gym more often if I'm going to do that. Water is expensive. Tēnā koe Matthew, ko te mana ko ia, kei te ora pai koe, that you're better now. Let me know how you are. Hopefully you're out of ICU. Tēnā koe, lady music. Kei te mā kua hau tēnei pō. Yeah, kei te mā kua. E tūranga hako ana. These are our kupu that we learned yesterday. Hopefully we can build those into our responses as opposed to just saying kei te pai. Because, I mean, if you were to say that you're cheerful or happy, Hea tataku tino rōpū. Patapatai. That I really just wait to watch. I love watching Piki Kōtuku. Ai, ko tapahi oku makawe. Kia ora rangi Tāne, kia ora aroha. Kia ora pāpā Baldy. Okay, ako ake nei ka timata ki rā tātou, ka pōhiritia e au, Josh Rakatairi, kia uru mai ki tēnei pāhotanga mataora. Tēnā koe, Waitangi, I forgot to turn this blimmin' thing off. But, before we go there, let's just rehash some of our kōrero that we had last night. So, as many of you will know, we had a kōrero with Kia ora murua, with Councillor Renata Hakiwai, Renata Nepe. I met with Renata Hakiwai today. But Renata Nepe, Mr. Councillor. Kahuia, mō tatanga tarai mō buri whenua. Rawe era. Che baba kahu. So just to reflect on our kōrero last night, I put it down to 8 points. Number 1. Build your lifestyle around te reo Māori. If your current lifestyle doesn't allow for it, then change it. Katahi. Karua. Keep te ao Māori in the foreground and let everything else build around those commitments, excluding the priority of your whānau. Toru. Surround yourself with people that are passionate about te reo. Waitangi. 4. Whā. The best resource you have are tangible. Conversing with your kaumātua, listening to pūkōrero, joining wānanga, all those sort of things. Rima. There will always be challenges and priorities. First and foremost is your whānau. Actually, I've already said that one. Secondly should be your commitment to kaupapa Māori or your reo. I pretty much said that, and I knew I said it. Ono. You aren't going to get far in te ao Māori if you aren't willing to face shame, embarrassment on your journey. No mai te hapa. Whitu. Label things in te reo Māori around your whare and implement those incremental changes into your everyday. Love that one. And the final one that I got from there was be willing to sacrifice things and trust the process. So those are what I got from Renata last night. If you guys have anything else that you captured from our kōrero last night, then please add it to in here. Ngā muka kōrero. And we'll just rehash over our kupu that we learned yesterday. Ways that we can say how we are instead of kei te pai ahau. 4 kupu. First kupu, mā kua. Oh, we're John Waima. Tēnā koe, e hoa. Mā kua kua. One way to say that you're happy. Or cheerful. Tūranga hakua. Happy. Manahau. Huro. Pai tēnā. So, there's 63 people in here. How are we feeling at the moment? And if you're not happy, we can just, you can come up with another word. Awesome. Attitude 80 is feeling tūranga hakua. Love it. Rebels feeling mā kua kua. Green Blazon's feeling pōuri. Tyler's feeling manawaru. Oh, heck. What were the day? Hari kua hau, ka pai. Mana hau ana. Kei te ohorerea hau. You're a bit surprised? A bit taken aback? You're okay. Just realise vaping is what caused your mouth to ache. Piki te ora. Kei te hika katoa hau. You're a bit excited. Hia moe. Well, then go to sleep. How does one shave a moko off? Apparently, use a cheese grater. Apparently. I was told that that's how it was supposed to happen. And I was thinking, well, that's not how you shave it. That's how you grate it. Kei te tūranga hakua. Kia ora vision. Kei te taira ahai. Taira is like stylish. He maiki roa e tai mai. Hoia no. Kia ora Māori moana. Tēnā koe. Kei te mā kua kua hau. Rawe te rongo. Ka pai. Ako ake nei ka timata ki rā tātou ki te Patapatai. Ki te kōrero kia wai. Kia Tāne Rore, Josh Rakatairi. So I know Josh through our kapa haka. We perform for Ngāti Kahururu ki Here Taunga. And yeah, his reel has been always very good. But that's our recap. I'm going to recap over our 8 lessons one more time before we start our lesson. Pai tēnā, John. So, build your lifestyle around te reo Māori. If your current lifestyle doesn't allow for it, then change it. Rua, keep te ao Māori in the foreground and let everything else build around those commitments, excluding the priority of your whānau. Toru, surround yourself with people that are passionate about te reo. 4, the best resources you have are tangible. Conversing with your kaumātua, wānanga kōrero, wānanga reo, listening to pū kōrero. Rima, I know that was the one that I repeated. Ono, patua te whakamā. You aren't going to get far in te ao Māori if you aren't willing to face shame and embarrassment on your journey. No mai te hapa. Label things in te reo Māori around your whare and implement those incremental changes into your everyday. And the final one is be willing to sacrifice things. Trust the process. Nā reira, I runga I tēnā, Josh, kei reira koe. So I'll just wait for Josh to pop up so I can invite you. I did forewarn you. There we go. Okay. Oh, what? Why can't I invite you? Why don't you have guest? Well, this is just throwing a spoiler in the... Oh, we. Joshua won't let me do it. What you need to do is go live for a bit. Kia ora kohiri. What you need to do is maybe go live for a bit. I don't know why I can't invite you. And I'm just kind of sweating at the moment because I I had everything planned out. Is he glitching again? Am I glitching? Yes. Pai tēnā whakatuwhera te request mea. Tērā pia ka tai te tuku request ki a koe. Oh, okay, sorry, yes. I thought I should be able to invite him anyway. Okay, try now, Josh. Can you invite yourself? If not, we have to think of a plan B. Kia ora, the Soul Room, tēnā koe. You used yesterday's kupu me pēhea. Oh man, I don't know if I can invite you. Okay, I'm gonna need someone else. I can't let this fail. But did he need to go live straight away? I didn't realize he needed to go live straight away to unlock the access. Oh, what did I think of that? And I think Josh is rejoicing now. But I'm gonna look for one of you and I'll pick one of you out. Raki Tāne, no mai hara mai. You've been plucked out. Kei reira tonu koe? Accept it.
Kia ora.
I know that this is a bit off the cuff, but knowing Josh, we've had to make a change of plans. But all for the better. Should be all good now. What the heck? What, did you turn it off or something? You did. It is all good now. We'll pin you in for another time. Ewa. Are you free? Aroha?
Who?
You. Are you free?
Me?
Yes.
What's happened to,
I could bring him back in. I could bring Josh in. And we'll pin you in for another time. What do you reckon? He must have turned it off.
Yeah. Sounds good. Look, see if it works now with him.
Okay, I will do. It will work.
How do I get out?
That's a good question. I think you have to push that that off button. Okay, Josh, we're just we're gonna bring you in soon. What the hell happened?
I went live.
And you went live and it just unlocked it for you?
Yeah.
Show your face, please.
I don't know how.
You got a camera thingy. Come on. What are these going to plan?
Oh.
Yeah, there should be a camera thingy. Oh, there we go. Tētai tokorua. Holy.
Nā koe kia.
Tēnā koe hoa, tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe I tō whakai mai ki tēnei kaupapa?
Pakai.
Ia, ai, kāre kore, kāre kore. Nō reira, kia whaiwhai tika ngā tāua tātou rānei, kia timata ki rā narunga I te karakia. Tērā pia mahau tā tātou karakia I tātaki I tēnei pō.
Okay, kia inui tātou. Kia tētere ka hōhoro te marupaki kau o uta. E ngā wai tāhingi o maru ngātahi o te hāpai o te kakau te karo tahitia. Ki ngā wai o tai ko tai tama wahine, ko tai tama tāne, ko tai tāngata e hoitahi nei. Ai o, ki te manawaroa tūturu o whiti whakamaua kia tīna.
Tīna.
Hauie, huie.
Tai ki. Tēnā koe. Me atu ana ki a koe, mō I whakawātea I tēnei o ngā pāhotanga mataora, kia wānanga tahi, kia matapaki I ngā kaupapa huhua, mo te reo. Nā reira, ti hei mauri o ki te whai au ki te o marama. Tēnā tātou katoa. So, we could just crack right into it. Engari, kia māmā ki rā te haere o tēnei wānanga, kei te āmai mai tonu koe?
E mea ana koe, hoi anō. He auhau tēnei ki au ki te au I te kōrero a ren, nau mai ki tēnei auhau, he auhau tēnei ki au.
Ka pai. Okay, ka tō tika hā were ake rā tātou ki ngā kōrero. So we'll try do it. We will try keep it flowing, and you've seen parts of the questions, so you'll see, I might chop and change some of the kōrero. You didn't say that I could eliminate any of the pātai, so...
Kei te pai ngā pātai.
Kei te pai. Tēnā koe. Ko wai koe? Nā wai koe, no hea koe.
Tēnā koe o tēnā koutou e mātiki mai nei. Ko taku koraua, no kone, no kahunganu, whānau mai I Taradale. Waritau tana pakike ka rū te whenua o ahuriri, hana ka heke tana whānau ki te pāo rātana hoi anō. Poke tapu te maunga, titai kuri te awa, taki timu te waka, ngāti hine pare te hapu, ko hāmuere te marae ko kahungunu te iwi. Ko taku kuia, hera kumeroa, no te rohe o te rangitike, ko tongariro te maunga, ko rangitike te awa, ko taupo nui ātia te roto, ko te arawa te waka, ko ngāti piki ahu waiwai te hapu, ko te tikanga ki toko rangi te marae, ko ngā te tūwhare toa. Tēnei e mihi atu nei kia tātou.
Doits. Love that, tēnā koe. Me te mihi atu rā ki a tahitahi. A Taradale.
Taratale.
Ka pai. Awesome. Okay, tell us what I'd like to know, and what I'd like to start out with is... quickly tell us about a pūrākau of your area.
Pūrākau o taku rohe?
Yeah. Kia reo rua, kia marama ki rā te katoa. So, if we can... Kua te hia nei kia reo Māori te katoa. Ka kore te katoa te marama.
Kei te whakaroa ki titai pūrākau. Kua roa au kāre noho ana ki te kāinga. Hoi anō. Tō mātou awa a rangitike, ka timata ki Taihape, ki taku mōhio. Ka rere mai ki, so I'm from Martin, a little town called Martin. And so from Taihape to Martin is our awa rangitike. And Taniwha ko Tūtai Poroporo lived in this awa. Hoi anō, ko te ingoa Māori o Martin, ia ki ngā kōrero, ko kia tū, kia tai, kia manawa nui. Ka whakarapopoto hia ki te ingoa tūtai nui. Ai.
Okay.
Nā taua taniwha rā, tērā kōrero. Hoi anō koera pia taku pūrākau o te kāinga rā, hoi anō kia kōrero ai mo te kāinga he iwi rawa kore a reo nei, a ao Māori nei. So I tried to go home and, try and work my magic and fix it up, but karu rātou I te hia, so ko hoki mai au ki tēnei kāinga oku ki kahungunu.
Kia ora rā, kahungunu, ure whakaparati. Tāne Rore, Josh, What is your mita, and what are some of the key difference in your mita compared with others?
Taku mita.
Tūreo rānei, rangi rānei.
Tērā pia karekau. Ko te reo Māori noiho, this generic reo, e mārama ana te katoa. I believe dialect is kua tatamate I tērā whakatipuranga. But kei te hahu ake anō ai ia tātou. So e hara I te mea e tino kaha ana te mita o kahungunu, engari ko ngā kupu ake a kahungunu kei te hoki mai I tēnei whakatipuranga. But taku reo ko te reo Māori.
Ka mātau, ka mātou rānei.
Tau. Mātau.
Kia ora, kia ora, kia ora. Awesome, love that. And okay, I know that this is sort of attaching onto the same sort of pātai, but what are some kupu that we use in our rohe that we don't really hear in other rohe?
I think ko te kauheke he mea nui, and kei te horapa tērā kupu, kauheke, kaumātua, mo kautakāri te mōhio, koira tā kahungunu kupu mo te kaumātua, but I think kauheke has been used in other places now. Ko te anika, me te nika, mo te anei. E hari te mea he nui, e noho wau ki Niki mo tētahi wā, ko taku mahi reira ko te rangahau te reo o kahungunu. And what we found was each rohe had their own kupu. Like Wairoa, Mahia, Nuhaka, Wairarapa all had their own kupu. And so ko te whakaaro was, so we round up all those kupu and say he kupu no kahungunu ene, or do we leave them in their rohe? And I think the consensus was, waihoki ngā rohe. E mōhio ai tātou, no mea tēnei tangata, ngā kupu kei te whakamahia e ia. Karawhiti? Karawhiti no kahungunu ne. Ka tino whakamahia e kino, Crystal.
Yeah.
And now we have karawhiti taua.
Yeah. Tēnā koutou e hika mā. O koutou.
Koutou. Ka rongo au I te koutou, engari. Haven't seen it written as koutou.
Yes, that's
ko te
true.
koutou ke.
Koutou. Ka pai, so that was kind of like just talking about our regions, pūrākau, mita, any specific kupu, relevant to your area. But let's start on your journey, your reo journey. So what I'd like to ask is, when did you start your reo journey?
My reo journey, ka manoa nui mai kei kote tēnei Rore. My reo journey, so I'm the only one in my family that speaks Māori. And I've got a big family. And people I've met over the last few years think that I went through kōhanga, kura kaupapa, wharekura, kei te he. Auraki ake nei tēnei. I waku nei hoki. But I think I was about primary school. And I'm the younger sibling in my family. And my sister would come home from college. And she was in the kapahaka group, and she was a guitarist. So her and her friends would come home and they'll practice their songs and whatnot. So that was the first time I actually heard the reo. Because we want to go back to Amarai. It's only 15 minutes up the road, but ki ngā kōrero I te matinga o taku kuia, mea mai taku koraua, kia kaua mātou e hoki atu ki te marae. I puta tētahi raru. I don't know what it was, but kia kaua mātou e hoki atu ki te marae. So we did it. And we only did 4 tangi, and there was only on the Nehu day we would go. So then I got to intermediate, and my first year intermediate in a Pākehā class. And then I heard that the following year they're going to start a bilingual class. So I went and put myself in that class and started learning the reo. Got into Māori culture. Back then it was called. Showing my age now. And then, carried on to high school, 3rd form. We had a main teacher, Pāpiripi, who is Leon Black's father. So, I reira te koengo ki te reo. I taku hane atu ki te kariti. And then Patapatai just actually, instilled it more into me. But he only lasted a year. Switched teachers, and they were pretty shit. Learnt the same thing every year, and come to my sixth form year, I ended up teaching the class, teaching our junior classes. And then finished high school, seventh form, and I was over it. I was done. But kei te mohi koe kia rania, apira hamai, rania ruia. So they lived in Martin, and him and his family became our family, all of us in the kapaka group. And I idolized them because he whare kōrero Māori, them and the kids. And I was like, wow, I want to do that. And then ka hunuku rātou ki Pōneke, and they asked me to get a group of boy girls together for one of his video shoots. So I went to Te Piringa's practice, picked out all these girls, took them down, and we were having a yarn, and I says to them, I'm over it. I'm done with Te Reo Māori. I don't want to learn it. And then they didn't talk to me for the rest of the day, and I didn't know why. And then the next day, having another yarn, and they growled me, e ki ra, kua huri tuara koe ki tō reo Māori. And so that sort of woke me up. And at the time, I was studying media. And so the following year, I woke up and enrolled into the diploma at Tuanua Aotearoa, and Leon Black was my teacher. And then from there, it's just been pretty much... Yeah.
Yeah, because it seemed like there was a big gap between you not knowing stuff to you now knowing, to being at the taumata that you are now. And kia mohi atu rā koutou mā i te muka kōrero, he kaunga tōna reo. His reo is of the highest quality, and someone who is keeping kahungunu dialect reo alive. And although he doesn't say that he's actually, that his reo is more pan-tribal, a lot of it, we are reviving kahungunu kupu.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And actually, you answered my next question. That was really cool. And actually, sometimes we probably need someone throughout our lives to give us that kick up the bum, whether it's someone else and whether it's our own foot on our own bum.
Yeah. So now I'm that person to my friends.
Kia ora rā. Kia ora rā. Awesome. So, you weren't brought up in the reo. What have been some of the challenges that you've faced in learning your reo, and what has been the hardest part about learning te reo Māori?
Oh, it's still hard these days. For me now, retaining, kei te korau haere au. So retaining, but I guess the biggest challenge for me was having someone to vibe off or speak with, because I was the only one in my family. So I had to create my own community to be able to whakawhiti kōrero and learn from others. Ko te nuinga o taku reo, no te pāwaka whakaata, I was always watching pūkana, always listening to Kia Ora FM, marae, wakahuia. And I always had my phone, and I would hear a word, put it in my phone, find out what it means, and then I'll use that word in my essay, in my assignments, and then the teacher will mark it and say whether I've used it right or wrong. So, yeah, ko taku reo nā aku taringa.
Rawe tēnā, i te kōrero hau ki taku uncle, ki mai ia ki hau nei, o ko koutou mā te hunga o te panikiretanga, e kao, koe te hunga o te ipurangi o te pāwaka whakaata kē. Yeah. And so one of the resources that I really vibed on, I suppose, was ako.
Oh, yep, same.
That connected a lot of things for me, like all the rules, all of the... because my reo was kind of wee wawa all over the place, and I wasn't conscious of actually thinking about rules, structure, or anything like that. And once I got there, I was like, oh, hell, I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I love that. So ako is a big one for other people. Yes, we can be students of pāwaka whakaata too.
Yeah, hard. So, I just seen a comment here, someone asking if I went to Martin Junction. Carl, Martin Primary. So whoever commented.
Ka pai. No mahara mai pairama. Hopefully you can get an idea of what's going to come up in some of the questions to you. Mr. Pairama is going to be joining us on Monday. Kua tana a mai. We are huro. Kia ora. So let's have. So did you answer sort of the hardest part of learning te reo Māori?
Ko te whai hoa.
Wai hoa.
Ko te whai hoa. Kōrero Māori.
Look for friends. Look for people about te reo Māori around yourself.
E pera tonu ana I tēnei wā ki taku wāhi mahi. Ahakoa he kamupene Māori, ka whakākona te reo me ngā tikanga. Ko aku akonga, kei te pai, ka kōrero Māori mātou, hoi anō ko aku kaimahi, ko ngā kaimahi, karikau he reo pare. So he waiwai, e ka moke au ki tērā. Te noho ki taku tari me te kōrero Māori. So, ka tahuri au ki taku waia, me te pāti atu ki aku hoa, ki te wai atu ki aku hoa, ki a kōrero Māori ai au.
Whakapākehā tia mo te hunga I konei?
Oh. So one of the biggest, or the hardest things is having friends that speak Māori. And so where I work at a Māori company. And the level of reo there is very low, and I get lonely, I guess. Because I can't just sit there in the staff room or in my office and just have a good old yarn and te reo Māori. But I can with my students, but I'm only with them for a certain amount of time every day. That's why I'm always with them. Pardon?
It is kind of like a prevalent disease, really. When even though you know that you speak te reo Māori, that you speak it fluently, when you're around your whānau, sometimes you're just like, oh man, but whakamā. Like I don't want to shame myself, or I don't know why we always revert to, ko te reo tuatai, ko te reo ingarihi. We always do it.
Yeah. I don't, it's not that I don't want to shame myself out when I speak Māori. I don't want to embarrass them for not knowing. And who because some things are better off said in Māori. Or, we come out of Kurarao and then we're back to mahi and our brain is still kōrero Māori ngā waka so. And then gets me and you go to, oh shit. Nah, can't say that to you.
Yeah. And I suppose on the reverse as well, when you're living your life in Te Ao Pākehā, your diction becomes accustomed to that way of thinking, and actually you have to warm yourself up to speak te reo Māori.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've experienced.
Yeah.
Ka pai, let's charge on through, and just on top of, I suppose, piggybacking on that last kōrero, how has failure or shame shaped your perspective?
Yeah, ka whakamai tahi wā, but there's growth in that. And so I'm all about correct me if I'm wrong. There's nothing shame about being corrected. Engari, kei te āhua o te whakatika. Ngā kaumāhaki, not arrogant in an arrogant way. But no more, like you said before, no mai te hapa.
Love that. I think part of it is, I was talking to someone about it, is our ego gets in the way of not wanting to be corrected as well.
Yeah.
And it is the way we are being corrected as well. Sometimes just like, you're a wasted case, Yeah. But actually, if you do it with aroha every time, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. So I've been on both sides of that, I've been the student and the teacher. So I've learnt some stuff over my years, and I do correct my students, but it's the way I correct them. They'll say a sentence like ne, and say ka whakaroa anō, ka haere ne, and then I'll talk through it with them. And I learned that from Pania. I think Pania is neat when she's teaching and correcting people.
Yeah, the way I've seen her, she's been really cool. Just like rather than hia kite, hia kia.
Yeah.
Those small things, and she does it. She repeats it back to them in the correct way, which I've tried to do. I saw rangona e, and I was like rangona te, but I would just not say, oh yeah, that's what that's what it actually is. It would be rangona te.
Yeah.
Tagona ite. Ka pai, rawe tēnā. So, what resources have been helpful in your journey?
The biggest one, Wiremu.
Wow.
Wiremu, yeah. Because I loved all those, what people like to say, panekiretanga words, which they ain't. They're just old kupu, and they're all in Wiremu. So, you know, so when I feel like being flashy, ka tikana i rā kupu, and kei roto katoa i a Wiremu. Koira te rauemi nui, taku hoa haere, Wiremu and Ngata Dictionary.
Wow.
I will always have those with me. Not anymore, though.
With implementing those kupu, you know, because kare no kia horapa haere, it hasn't been widespread, and some of those words are obsolete in a way.
Mm.
Okay? So they're not in current use.
Yeah.
Have there been challenges with you, you know, taking that dictionary, Papa Kupu, the Wiremu dictionary is what he's referring to, e te iwi. How have you figured out how to use those kupu?
In my teachings, I've been teaching for nearly 20 years, maybe over 20 years, teaching the reo. So I will use them in my classes, and I love having a wānanga on kupu, and, you know, wete kupu, I love all of that stuff. And so that's how I'll get it across to them. They'll hear me use it, and I'll say, oh, how's te tikanga o tēnā? Oh, anei, me wānanga tātou. And then, ara, hoatiki tō ke te whakamahia, tuia ki te rai.
Tuia ki te rai. Tuia ki te rai, Josh. Okay, so look, we've got, there's lots of resources. I feel like there's lots of resources that help out with sort of elementary, rudimentary level reo, as in basic reo. You know, we've got free courses, we've got the puka puka that are all there to help you get through, you know, go from there, to an intermediate level per se. But getting from the intermediate level to that level, in my experience, has been a lot harder. So from someone that goes from intermediate level, what resources would you recommend to help them further grow their reo?
So I've just seen this comment a few times. Kia ora ka maia. Kura reo.
Kura reo.
Kura reo. I think kei reira te oranga mō tērā taumata ko te kura reo. Yeah, because there aren't that much resources, books and all of that. Or ako. Because I think ako went right up to that level.
Yeah.
And honing in on the you know, the do's and don'ts of the reo. And when you get to that level, that's what you're actually doing is, you know, analysing everything, e, ki, a, or, all of that stuff.
Oh.
But yeah, kura reo, yeah, because I've been going to kura reo for years now, and yeah, so no reira hoki taku reo. And because they don't do pinaki here anymore, eh?
No, they don't. They haven't been doing it for, I think, a few years. I think I was the last intake.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Don't know why. Maybe no resources.
I think there's a bit of a gap between pinaki and level, is it 5?
The opikitanga?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a gap there where a lot of our people are at that level between those two. And so they feel they're not good enough to go to pinaki. But, you know, just get in there. You either sink or swim.
You either sink or swim, e te iwi.
Pai tū pahinga.
Sink or swim. Ka pai. Thanks for those kōrero, Josh. We're going to go into, so we've talked about sort of reo journey, recommendations to improve your reo, but we're just going to go into, I don't know, quick fire or just other kind of questions. So this will be the structure of other kōrero for anyone else that I've invited to come into these spaces as well. I've just seen the brother online reo agency jump in. He's going to be joining us at some time.
Oh, me.
Tuesday next week. We're penning them in. Kia ora, Jugs. Okay, favourite whakatauki, whakatauaki, and tell us about it.
Favourite whakatauki, I guess, hā tērā mea tūwhitia te hopo, ka titia tērā whakatauki ki te ngākau, because that was me. I was shy, I was scared for years, but now I believe I can stand confidently in Te Ao Māori and say, koira tāku ki aku a, ko ngā tūwhitia te hopo. Just build there and do it anyway. Ko te amorangi ki mua no te kāinga nei. E hara tuku tō te tōtaki nei.
Pōhehe tēnā kōrero. Ko te amorangi
What,
ki
no konei?
Huh?
That it's from here?
Yeah, ai, no ruapani tēnā kōrero.
Oh, yeah.
Engari kua āmi nei e rā kōrero.
Yeah. Oh, kia ora kauaka.
Yes, so e te iwi, our whakatau ki whakatauaki is tūwhitia to, or whakatauaki is tūwhitia te hopo mai rangatia te angitu. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome. Favourite kiwaha, ki rehu kianga that you use?
Oh, he nui.
Well, then tell us about them. I want to. Yes.
One of my mentors, Mate Roa Hainga, kuia te kuini o te kiwaha.
Yeah.
So it was just like normal kōrero to her. So we did learn a lot from her and beautiful. But I don't know, I guess you sort of have to know the reo to understand kiwaha.
Yeah.
Because you can't just literally translate it, eh? So yeah, he nui ngā kiwaha pai ki au that I learnt from her, but, you know, tēnei hauro o te pō, ko apua moi te roro hoi anō, taku akoranga i te rānei.
Tērā pēr he toru. Tukuna mai he toru ngā kiwaha.
Well, mā te ahi te kotahi. No, I'm just saying because today in class I taught my students that whakatau ki ko tōku piki amo kura nōku, ko tō piki amo kura nō. E te moho koe ki tērā?
Ka.
It's a bit like, let's agree to disagree.
Oh, I love it.
So you've been taught in your wānanga, I've been taught in mine. Anō nei kei te tautohe, tāua i tētahi kaupapa. So yeah, let's just agree to disagree. Te rā wairua. Ko te kiwaha, ko te mura o te ahi. E noho kiwaha nei. And, you know, ko rongo tātou i tērā kōrero te mura o te ahi, haere ki te pakanga, hoi anō e noho kiwaha nei. In the moment.
In the moment?
In the moment.
Is that what we would translate mura o te ahi?
Kiwaha nei.
Kiwaha.
Yeah.
Like it's similar to te tūtanga o te puehu.
He rerike tērā.
Okay.
So, e rua ngā tika, e rua ngā mata. In the moment, so, you know, ka whakatūria i au aku ākonga i te mura o te ahi, kia mihia te manuhiri. I hokona tēnei poraka i te mura o te ahi.
Oh.
I moitahi māua i nā po i te mura o te ahi.
Oh, where?
In the moment.
Okay, so te mura o te ahi, and the other one was agree to disagree. I've been using it, I've been saying ko te tara whānui kia koe, ko te tara whāi te kia hau.
Oh yeah, kei tēnā, kei tēnā. You know, he ahua o rite. O he rite tonu te whakamāramatanga.
Hea tērā whakatau ki tuaku taringa ki tērā whakatau. Oh. Ka pai. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So hopefully we've been able to tuia ki te rai. E wama, those two whakatau aki that we were given, and kiwaha o kianga rānei. Hey, look, I want to know what your newest you've just learnt.
Something I've just learnt.
I want to know a kupu that you've just learnt and how to use it.
Oh, okay. So, ka tai anō ka timata taku whakarongo ki ngā podcast a paraone mai taringa. So, he rau e mi anō tēnā. And reo rua e rā podcast.
Yep.
E rua ngā kupu e puta i korau. Ko te huiki, e te moho koe ki te awkward, me te maupo.
Maupo?
Maupo.
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 M-A-O-P-O?
Yeah.
Maupo. Marbles.
Cringe.
Yeah. Okay. Can someone write that in the comments, please? Is maupo for cringe and huiki for awkward?
Yeah.
Ka pai.
And refer to Te Korau.
And refer to Te Korau for te whakamahinga.
Yeah.
So, maupo?
Maupo. Yeah, koina. Skux Deluxe.
Skux Deluxe. Ka pai. Yeah, cringe. Awesome. Yep. Okay, so you guys have learned a couple of new kupu that you can go hit up korau for that. E te whakamahinga. Let's go. Favourite pūkōrero?
Favourite pūkōrero? Korau.
Korau.
Titahi. Tana tū he tino maia. Aha ko te poto o te tangata he nui te whakaaro. Ka puta i ana kōrero. Petera. Very witty. Petera Hakiwai. Jeremy. He was neat.
Yep. I'm loving all these
Ngā mea o te kāinga anyway. Kingi Kiriona, of course. But hea hua au e tei wā ki te whakarongo ki a Kingi. Ko ngā kupu ka whakamahia ia te aro ia. You know, I can't understand some of the words he says, you know, ka hoa te taku waia. Ka kōrero ki a hea te tikanga o tēnei kupu. And then he gives me this whakamārama and I still don't understand it. Hoi anō. I love listening to Rahui Papa.
Yes.
Rahui Papa, te mea no ngā te whātua, neke mai, te kuratai aho. Yeah, tahi kite au I tō pātai. I don't know if you're going to ask it, but I'll ask it here. Me tuku rānei I te wahine ki te kōrero.
Oh, no, we'll get to there. I've got a couple of questions that I want to get to, but ka tai atu ki reira, e hoa. Yeah, okay, that's fantastic. What is a reo hapa that grind your gears?
Oh!
You can name a couple if you like.
Oh, got a couple. I was just watching Kabaka before and I hate when the leader says, huri here. Because huri here is not a complete sentence. Huri here ki te whārangi whātikau. Yep, kei te pai noi ho tēnā. Huri here tō tina na ki te taha matau. Yep, kei te pai tēnā. Oi anō, what's wrong with e huri?
E huri?
Yeah. Because ka mātu I tēnā, e huri, that's a command.
But isn't huri a command?
Huri here, but it's not complete. It's not a complete sentence. You have to finish it off.
So that's the huri. For a hangu, that's also a directive. It has to be a... So you can't say tiro here.
Ara, etahi, well, engari tiro here kiwhia. And huri here kiwhia.
So you wouldn't be able to say tiro here.
Oh, tiro here tēnei. I think you've just been lazy.
Okay.
Because
fair enough.
if you're on the stage and the leader says huri here, ai kiwhia.
Ka pai. Okay, do we all get that? In the comments? Tiro here te ka pai. Okay, let's move on. Okay.
Hang on, the other one is ngā mihi.
Oh, ngā mihi? Mo te ha?
I hate ngā mihi.
So it's a hapa?
Yeah, because it's not complete. It's the same as ka kite.
Ka kite ahau I a koe.
Yeah. Ngā mihi kia koe I tō whatever.
Yeah.
I prefer ngā me.
Oh, God. Nah, bolt. Hey, so someone asked a question last night, and I don't know if you've got one on the top of the dome, but someone asked, what most trick reo that you know? So his example was whakaparati hei Māori ora.
Ooh.
Got any of those?
Not off the top of my head at the moment.
I thought it might have been a bit of a challenging one. Let's just move on to the next one. What book, waiata, kōrero, mō tea, do you go back to for guidance, or do you do that?
Absolutely. I used to always go through Leon Blake's songs because he nui ana waiata. So I would always go back there. just to, for the reo, I'll go back to those for the reo and learn all of that stuff. Mō te atea, koera taku tino. And I guess Pene Pene would be my favouriteest.
Yes.
Te katoa.
It's got such gems in there, you know.
Yeah.
I use it in every whai kōrero.
And you can take stuff out from there and whakamahia.
Yeah, my main one that I use is kia whakangunua koe ki te kahi katoa, ki te tūmatakuru, ki te taraongaonga. Ngā tarua kupe.
Yeah.
I te ao nei.
Taka wahine purotu.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get into some kōrero that is prevalent here on TikTok, and I'd like to pick your brain on some of the, some of the kaupapa that have been kind of hot topics in the spaces. You can just say skip if you don't have a whakaaro on it. Kei te pai tēnā. Katahi, should wahine be allowed to speak on the marae?
Absolutely. Te wānanga Huaki Pauri Tuatahi. That was a few years ago. And we had a wānanga there, and it was decided there that, ka hungunu allow women to speak. And, why not?
Kua tēnā kōrero, ka kore rātou e tūtonu.
Well, I think it's because we don't see it. We've never seen it. So, kāri te waia ki te ra āhuatanga. So we think that it's wrong. We think that it's tapu because we've never seen it. So, I'm just waiting for Mahina.
We are all waiting for Mahina.
Just waiting for Mahina to get up. And actually, one of the podcasts I was listening to the other day, I was talking about tikanga on the stage, and Praone and them were saying they were actually waiting for a wahine to speak.
I heard that same kōrero.
Oh yeah, tukuna te wahine mōhio ki te kōrero, because they know the whakapapa, they know the ins and outs of the marae, they know the history. So why not? I would prefer that than... no, I won't say it.
Well, we know what you're going to say.
What?
And kei te pai tēnā. No, kei te pai.
No, okay, I will say it. I prefer that than a Pākehā man doing it.
That shouldn't be an option.
Kia ora.
Okay, so I'm going to use this as a opportunity for a plug. There are 122 people. What I'm hoping for is that every single one of you who isn't doing this at the moment, I need you to go over and follow Koka Mahina.
Yes.
That's her page. She is trying to get live access. She got banned. So I need everyone to go and follow this page and get it to 500 followers, because I want to also diversify this kōrero to include our wahine in there. So we're trying to get our wahine into this kōrero as well. So Koka Mahina, go in there and get it to 500 likes, please.
Koka.
I don't know what happened, Mo.
You have a main kōrero over there.
Yes, I would. But we've had good kōrero, but I want to tear her up so that she can come into this kōrero as well. So that's some great kōrero.
Yeah.
As you all know. I will also, at another point, be looking to put a plug in there for my sister, Raukura Huata, because I would like for her to come into this kōrero as well. Haere tonu ngā kōrero, tauiwi learning reo. This was your one.
I know it was. But I wanted to know other people's opinions. E whakai ana hau. Engari, whaia ana, love whaia ana. Ahakoa he Pākehā, he tauiwi, engari ko tana ngākau, he Māori ake nei. But I've been around a lot of Pākehā at Kurareo, and ka āhua whakahihi. Like, look at me, I can speak your language. Look at me, I can fight. Nah. So, e whakai ana hau, because mo te katoa, whiua ki te ao, whiua ki te rangi, whiua ki ngā iwi katoa. But kia kaua they would never like whaia ana having ngākau Māori. So, yeah, e whakai ana ki ako I te reo, engari kia kaua e whakatūria ki te marae.
Kia ora rā.
Ki te karanga me te kōrero.
Kia ora. Kia ora.
Ko te mate nui is, why does Pākehā want this more than their own people, our own people? Koira te mate nui.
Will we get to this stage? I runga I ngā kōrero o te patere, nā I tito, kei te pango haere ngā marae.
Yeah.
Kei te pango haere ngā pai kōrero.
Yeah.
Will we ever get to that stage?
Well, koira te tūmanako e. And I think with what you fellas, a koe, a pairama, that are doing stuff like this. So you fellas influence everyone on social media and me, pai a koutou mahi, and I'll do the mahi, kanohi ki te kanohi. So koira taku mahi, koira tā tātou mahi, so influence our people
Did you
to
ever...
neke mai.
Kia ora. Thank you for that kōrero. Wicked. This one's a bit of an easy one, and I kind of feel like I know what your answer is going to be. What, in your opinion, is the best method of extending vowels? Double vowel, tohuto, no tohuto.
I love my Tainui people, but double vowels are ugly.
Ugly!
Ugly. But what I love about it is mena ka pānui tātou I te kōrero and it's double vowel, we know straight away where that person's from. So, that's identification thing. But tohu tō hake nei. Always.
Kia ora.
And I especially at mahi, actually, wherever I go and I know there's reo classes or whatever, I don't make it my job to do it, but, ka kite au I te kōrero on the board and it's missing macrons and I'll just go over and put them on.
Don't expose yourself, boy native, with ngā rauru. That's cool. No tohuto is Uggs too. I agree with that. We had to do a wānanga where we had to take out all the tohuto, and I was like, oh, gama.
I marama ki ngā kōrero?
Yep. Kei te horopaki tonu.
Yeah.
Nei, marama na te horopaki.
Pare, te teo aku akonga, she was tainui ake nei, and every time she would submit her mahi and just double vowed and I just roll my eyes. Ugh.
You know what the ugliest word is for me? Is ātahua. What the irony of a double vowel kupu is the ugliest word is ātahua.
Yeah. And then...
Oh, sorry.
Whakaro with a tohuto.
Oh! Haere with a tohuto.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah. If I get abused for that, then
just joking, guys.
Just jokes, but should it be compulsory?
Carl.
How high?
Tukuna ki ngā mea hia ana. I think mena ka compulsory ka mate pia.
Ka mate te motuhaketanga o te reo pia?
Yeah. Te motuhaketanga o te reo ka mate because, you're shoving it down my throat. I have to do this and I don't want to. So, nah. Tukuna ki ngā mea hia ana.
Yeah, rawe tēnā kōrero. Kare noa au kia tau ki tētahi whakaro mo te compulsory reo. Okay, this one's always something that goes... This is a pātai that is always going around on TikTok a billion times. I get asked it a billion times. Do you need to speak reo to wear moko kanohi?
Should we go back to the other question? Is being Māori enough to get it? Joe, Carl? No. Yes, you don't have to be fluent to have it, but I believe, Nōku noi hoe nei whakaro e hoama. This is just my opinion, so don't come at me. I believe you have to be on some sort of journey. Do you deserve it, Carl? No. And I only say that because my mata ora represents my journey.
Yep.
Everything that I said earlier, ane. So I've worked my ass off. And for someone who's done nothing and, full face, oh, nah, that's a slap in my face. People like me who have worked their asses off to get to where they are now. And for you to come over here and you can't even say kia ora, you haven't been back to your own marae in ages. Why? Why did you get it? Because it's the trend? But just remember, this is only my opinion.
No, it's your opinion, and we are allowed to have opinions without judgment or being called a colonizer. So, kei te pai tēnā, Josh is absolutely entitled to opinion. I tend to actually just steer away from the corridor.
Well, this is actually the first time I've actually, said it openly. Of course, me and my mates have had a korero about it, and I love that it's made a huge comeback. Kahungunu, every second person has got it. Beautiful, mean. And, you do you. But that's my opinion.
I kei te pai tēnā. Wicked. Let's start to look at some other things. So those are sort of the hot topics that we've seen in TikTok. I mean, I'm sure there's others, but I don't want to burden you with a whole lot of them. Greatest lessons learned?
Oh, be humble. That is the greatest. And see how I said that really fast? Because, I was young and blung and a big mouth and thought I was trick. And so I was humbled. And that was neat. And it was when I got here, when I moved to Kahungunu. So yeah, that's the greatest lesson. Being humble.
Cool. We don't need to linger there any longer. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, since learning te reo Māori, how has it changed your worldview, if at all?
How has it changed my view?
Yeah.
I don't think it has, because I came from a nothing and at a young age, so I didn't really have a view. So since learning, this is all I know. Mene maramana tēnā. But as I've grown older, things have changed, the way I view stuff, but I don't really want to go into that view. So skip.
Yep, easy peasy. Do you speak? Oh no. Why do you think te reo Māori is important?
Oh, that's a boring one.
Well, look, it's not for you. It's for our viewers.
Why
You're responsible to the viewers now.
It's I guess for those who don't have a reo, it will definitely change your life. For the better. And it's not just the reo you learn, you will probably end up learning a lot about yourself. Plus where you come from and all of that stuff. And ko te paingatu is you come out with your own language. And that's where we get the saying arero tipuna. But yeah, very important, life-changing, a life commitment. So, if you're going to start this journey, you're in it for life.
Yeah.
Don't waste people's time.
Don't waste people's time at all.
Yeah.
Ka pai. I know that this is along the same lines, but actually, I want to take out the, the lessons that I could pass on, or some snippets that we could pass on to our real learners. And so I want to know, what are some of the benefits of you knowing your reo? I know it's similar, but let's package this.
Confidence is the biggest thing. Confidence. Because if you know who you are, like I said earlier, if you learn the language, it's more than just the language you're learning. You're learning who you are, where you come from. Once you know that, comes confidence in anything you do and everything you do.
If you want to be somebody,
if you want to go somewhere,
you better wake up and pay attention. Oh, Red was saying that last night, and I was like, man, that's coming to my head right now. Okay, what are your goals for your reo for the future?
For my reo, to take it home and teach my family. Yeah, at least one of my relations to whaia tēnei huarahi.
Yeah. And that's all that matters, eh? Like, people will say, oh, yeah, why are you in this still? We can't speak it all across the world. Well, I don't care. I want to speak so I can, be the link between me and my tipuna, or the arero tipuna, as you were saying, and actually just speak the language my ancestors spoke. Connect me to my identity. Connect me to my culture.
And then I might go home or no.
Anyway, so you got the tenor, or you got the baritone?
Tenor too.
Of course. You're not gonna hop in between. Lead in.
Depends on what song it is.
Right. Ready?
Skip around.
Are you ready?
No.
Okay. I'm just having your. What are your hopes for te reo Māori in the future?
I guess I could wrap that up in this kōrero with the saying from Koropap. We are mere caretakers. Our job is to leave it in a better state than when we found it. I love that saying, because koira tātou mahi leave it in a better state than when we found it.
That is really great. Actually, you're not going to wrap it up. We have one more part-time.
Oh.
So, hate to pop your bubble. But that's a really great one. I really appreciate that, kōrero, because it's very, very true. Do the money that you need to do so that you leave it in a better state for others.
Yeah, the next generation.
I'm going to do one more part-time, and then I'm going to throw a couple of questions out to the comments, and then they can, you can answer some of their part-time. We'll sift through them, so we don't have to do all of them. What does te reo Māori mean to you?
As cliche as this sounds, ko au, ko te reo, ko au.
I like your little packaged, what are they called? Sound bites?
Yeah, basically, koina. As cliche as all he kakanoa hauiru, ia mairangi atia, all of that sort of stuff, but e tikana i rā kōrero. Koia, mai anō koia taku hoa haere I tēnei ao. And now, mātai ko taku reo, ko taku matora.
Ina tata nei kua riro ia koe tō extension care.
E hara I te extension, he mana ake tōna taku kaki. It's not an extension.
Whakatu hia mai?
Huh?
Whakatu hia mai? Hauri heka.
Represents our kapa. Te ho matua te reo Māori, ka hungunutanga, which I put a bit of a story on the other day when I posted the final one. And I chose that kaupapa here because I've since been with Ngāti Kei anyway. It's helped me grow as a person, as a composer, and has allowed me to hold my head high wherever I go and whatever I do.
And just so that everyone knows, Josh is a fantastic writer of Waiata Tawhito. So that brings us to a close. Actually, final question: favorite kapa?
Oh,
top three kapa.
I'm going off since I started watching haka, not Matatini just gone. Always Waihirere, always, just not 2019. Nah. Tūhaurangi. Koe rā noi hōwhia. Those are the teams I will go.
Give us one more.
One more. Ngāti Manako.
Ngāti Manako, love that. I love our raukura.
Oh, Apanui, sorry. Actually, yes, I do have Apanui. Oh, it's a kairangi.
Well, there you go. We have five. Okay, kānui tēnā. Ko tai tātou ki te mutunga o tēnei. Engari, ka waihoa ki rā e tai pātai kia koutou mā. I roto i ngā muka kōrero. Mena he pātai wau. Tukuna kia Josh. Mana e whakautu. So, if you have any questions for Josh, before he leaves, ask some questions. We're going to take 3 pātai, and you can choose what your pātai are.
In 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds.
Gotta go. Oh. Ooh, atu I te kapahaka. Well, we've got a lot of our Māori songs now that have come out and that have been Alien Weaponry, did they band, eh? Been all over the world, have their Māori songs. How whakaaro e pāna ki te kingitanga? Oh, look. Ka hunganu, ka moia mahi nārangi a tūrongo, ka puta, ka ora.
We are the kingitanga.
We are the kingitanga.
Ka pai, someone's asking for your number. When will you be performing for Rangiura?
Who? Nā wai tēnā.
Nā whatahoro.
Private message, nah.
How much money you got?
Actually, speaking of haka, next regionals. Ren, next regionals.
Patapatai. Patapatai. Does the use
of... Kei te whakatūria te tai whitiwara hei te wāhanga o Matariki, Kohiputia fundraiser. You know, for the floods. E pihia tau haringa ki te whiwhi tau mataora ki a koe. Mine was a 6-year journey. 6 years ago, ka puta te whakaaro, ka tāngi a pia taku mata. And then after doing my own little research and all of that stuff, and as I said earlier, that I'm the only one in my family that if I tēnei ara, I still went out of my way to ask my older brothers if they agree with me getting done. Whakai marika rāua. But yeah, pai taku haringa. It wasn't a overnight decision. Took me 6 years to get mine done. One more
question, bro. And then mahau tata te wānanga e whakakapi.
Nāku I whakatūwhera. Nāhu tēnei kaupapa.
Nāhu I whakatūwhera.
Koe rā te tai kupu ake a kahungunu ne, ko te nāhau. Nāhau, tāhau. All of those hoes.
Nāhana.
Huiki.
Ka pai, kānui tēnā. Okay,
yeah.
Maku tātātou wānanga e whakakapi. Kia tukuna, Josh. Kia haere. Oh, before we do that, we have another person that we would like to do a little plug for. So this is Raukura Huata. Go look at Raukura Huata. I don't know if you can see her well. Raukura Huata, she's my sister, and she's much brainier than I am. So we've got 120 people. I expect that all 120 of you will follow her. And hopefully by next week or the week after, we can get her into these corridor and she can tell us about her journey, because it's an interesting one. Anyway, nā reira, tēnā koe Josh, i tō tainga mai, i wainga nui tēnei pāhotanga mataora, hei toha i au kōrero, a mo te reo Māori. Kāre kore, kei te pupu tonu tō ngākau nui, ki tō tātou nei reo, pui aki, tongare rewa, ka meha rānei. Ui!
Ngā mihi.
Ngā mihi. Nā reira, kia karakia tātou. Tēnei ka whakairite ki te kōrero, ka whakahoki ai ngā mauri tiki nā tuai, kia wāte ai mātou, kia putai nei pukanga ki te whaiau, ki te ao marama, tūturu whakamaua, kia tīna.
Tēnā.
Au me hui e.
Tai.
Tēnā koe Josh, much appreciated.
Me peha te puta.
Yeah, good pātai. I have no idea. Maybe on the thingy up there.
Pumarie.
I'm feeling a little bit like Zoolander when I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. Kia ora tātou. Sorry we couldn't have got to all of your pātai. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. He oi anō. E te iwi. How was that for you guys? And so, I mean, I want to try and digest that kōrero, but I think I have to rewatch that and have a wee look at some of the key points from that we can take away from that and summarize into a package for next week. So next week, we will be welcoming in Parama Wright, James Wright, as some of you may know. Yes, your pātai can be the same. So we'll be starting that, I don't know, somewhere around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And it's going to be the same pātai, nothing too strenuous for us. But yeah, we would like to have Mr. TikTok himself to join us and to give his whakaaro on things. Let's just go through some of these comments. Yeah, so his journey was really cool, and it's been the case for at least our last two interviews. Well, we've only had two, but we had both Renata and Josh, who are both kahungunu, who both weren't brought up in te reo Māori, but found avenues and found people to connect with that helped them on their way. And at some point, they had a kick up the bum. So for Renata, I believe it was when he was 14, and he wanted to join Te Araho, and his nanny says, no, you don't know your reo. That was a kick up the bum, and from then on, his reo has been growing ever since. And for Josh, it was that moment where he tried to turn his back from te reo Māori, and that was his kick up the bum. So hopefully your kicks up the bum won't take too long. Hopefully your kicks up the bum won't take as long as it... Oh, it didn't take them long, actually, 14, and I don't know how old Josh was back then. But yeah, we all need a bit of a kick up the bum to just like hit it up the guts. Yes, his way of finding resources himself too was cool. Time and day. So Parama will be on Monday. We will be getting Tū Te Rangiwhiu Cairns, whose online reo agency, on Tuesday. Hopefully we can get Jajahura on Wednesday, and I think it's Kuku on Thursday. I'll post a video of the timeline or the people that we're keen to get in. Mo, I'm going to send you a message later on as well. I would love to get your whakaaro on this and your journey, if you're still there, Mr. Mo Titan. And yeah, we'll just see where this goes. I think it's a really cool opportunity for us to connect some of our reo Māori content creators who actually aren't like who haven't centered their pages around kōrero Māori or reo Māori and have an opportunity to connect with people. And we don't actually see it too often. Like, I've never seen a show where we interview people on their reo journeys. Could I be wrong? Am I just not watching enough TV? Pa tērā pia mā koutou hau e whakamohio mai. But also an opportunity for us to get interactive with you guys being involved in the comment section as well. I won't go over too long, but how are we feeling, e te iwi? Oh, ka pai. I'm just like, something that's accessible for our, the ones who are connecting to Te Reo Māori want to know a bit about the journey, because the reason why this kaupapa came up in my head, I was in the shower and I was like, I'm getting so many people asking me, what can I do to learn Te Reo Māori? And I'm like, well, my opinion is one thing, and it's not the word. So why not just gather other Māori who speak Māori and give their opinion on things? Because that kōrero about Josh with the moko kanohi, that's not out there. And I think part of it as well is because sometimes you can cop a bit of hate for it. How te kupu more satisfied content? Kua tau, pēr? Cringe. Great resource is obviously Te Aka Dictionary. So, I will be taking a break from doing the lives. I've been doing lives every night, I think, this week, and we'll come back next week on Monday, hopefully around 8 o'clock. Mākona, thank you, whatahoro. Ngata, rawe, brain farts. We'll be coming back around 8 o'clock, 8:30, with Parama Right. Sound good to everyone? Siam is feeling a little bit maupo. Inspired. Yep, PM men's. Ka pai. We were hoping to stay for just up until about 10:30 because I don't want to be here all night. I'll try to do 8:30. Or we'll have to plan it with Pairama because he has a kaupapa as well. So, yeah, we got to fit in with our interviewees. Heoi anō. Ka nui tēnā, ka mātua ngā kōrero I kōnā. Ko te manako, ko whawhina tō koutou kete. You have gathered in your baskets of knowledge. And, yeah, moving on to Monday. Tēnā tātou katoa, ngā mihi o te pō, ngā mihi mō tēnei wikena, mutunga wiki if I my name. Look after yourself and take a break if you need to. Kia ora tātou katoa.